What's up, guys? Denon here. This is the multi-spinner. A lot of you guys know what this is, but I'm going to explain it a little more in depth today, and kind of how to use it, how to wrap it, and different angles, different functions, and the versatility of it. If I could only have one handle for the rest of my life, if I could only choose one, it would without a doubt be the multi-spinner. It's got a belt associated with it, so even if you take the handle out of it, you can use the belt for pronation, you can use the belt for rise, you can use the belt for supination. This piece alone, super versatile. Obviously, if you have a karate belt, you can kind of supplement that versus having to use it, but if I only had one thing, this would do, for sure. Main reason why this thing is awesome is you got this PVC, comes in different sizes. You got this hole here. That's the attachment point where, the belt actually comes into play. You can use it a couple different ways, actually a lot of different ways. But first and foremost, I think the best way to use it is going to be the high position or the low position. And I'm going to show you guys how to wrap it. So you want to start with it kind of between the meat of this part of your hand and your, the pointy bone that's right here. And you're going to wrap it around your wrist, kind of emulating a strap position. And then you're going to come up. This will be the high position. And you're going to wrap it around one time or two times, depending on where your system is positioned. And then you're going to want to have the belt go between your pointer finger and your thumb. And that's going to put the pressure on your rise, on your pronation, and it's also going to stabilize your cup. Now, the way I like to position it normally is a little bit diagonal, so it's almost kind of emulating somebody trying to pin me in that direction. And I like to start with it in the center. I like to get real coiled up, and then I like to lift from here. Now, you don't have to go super far. Sometimes I do if I'm doing rehab and I'm going lighter, then I'll kind of pin it. But when I'm going real heavy, it's just as tight as I can get my elbow down, plant, and then it's just breaking the surface. Now, there's a few different ways you can do this. You can switch it to more of a side pressure angle. You can switch it to more of just a front angle. But no matter which way you're doing it, you really want to get coiled in there tight, and you want to pull it this way. The high cup position is my favorite because my style is kind of a dragging top roll high hook. And it's going to emulate being in the strap. Great, super great. I don't think there's another tool that actually has such a great carryover to anything in arm wrestling. If you're a strap puller, this is a must, a go-to. And it's great for blood flow and rehab. That's what I'm doing today with it. I'm just doing light weights, going through the full range of motion, and I'll even get down and I'll pin. And that's really going to emulate your elbow movement, your pinning, and then kind of how you cup and pronate at the end. So that's the high position. Low position, super easy. Same way. You're gonna line up, same position. I usually try to leave a little bit more room in the bottom just because that's where the wrap's gonna go. But you come up and over, just like before, and you're gonna come down, and then you're gonna wrap it once or twice, whatever your need is, depending on your pulley. And now you're gonna get tight, coil, and then boom, 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 just like that. And this is gonna really emphasize getting tight, hooking, and supinating. A lot of people can load this one heavier. Me personally, this is definitely a weak point of mine. I'm a lot better on the high position, but this is gonna be great for getting tight, keeping these shoulder angles, keeping everything as tight as possible. And this one's a little harder to pin from this angle just because of the pressure you're putting down. It's almost more of a chop. And this is going to be great for your hook style pulling. Even if you're not a hook puller, great to train this because you want to be as well-rounded as possible. Like I said, pulley, this is what makes it so great is you can change this thing. You can come up here and have a more high angle coming down. And I could, especially for that chopping down, it would almost be more of like a press. If you had it further away from the table, you could have it coming up, and that's gonna, you could work on your defense and have it kind of pulling you that way. There are so many different ways that this thing can benefit you. If you do not have one, you can make them. You can go to the hardware store. This is a 3-inch, but you can get a 2.5, you can get a 2. You know, you can make them as small or as big as you want. I like it bigger like this because I kind of have a smaller hand, and most of the time I'm having to go against bigger handed opponents. So this helps me create the shelf where that's kind of where my hand is when I'm in a match. And so I really like the bigger one. This one's got grip tape on it. I got it from Armwrestling, but if you make your own, you don't necessarily need the grip tape. And it used to have a handle that came this way and would go across the back of the hand. I took that off. I don't think you really need it. And then yeah, you just need some sort of belt. Drill a hole in the PVC and just wrap that belt around. So this is something you can make super cheap, or you can get it from multiple different websites. I can't say enough good things about it though, guys. So yeah, one more time, I'm gonna show you how to wrap it. Like I said, keep that pocket between the bone and the meat of the back of your pinky. You're gonna wrap it around the top like that. I like to get the tension on it, keep it really tight, and then wrap it around that top between the pointer finger and the thumb, and boom, just like that. Yeah, guys, it's kind of weird once you get the hang of it. It ends up being super easy, second nature. Honestly, training without this thing, you're missing out. So give it a shot.